Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to review the Hotel Polynesia Resort near Fuengirola in Spain. So let's go and have a quick look around and then we'll come back and tell you what we thought of it, our impressions, and will we stay there again. On arrival at the resort, you'll be greeted by the elephant roundabout and then quite a steep climb up to the main entrance to our hotel and one other. Upon entering, you'll be greeted with a massive great foyer, very high ceilings and really nice open space. Reception was located to the left of this. We had a little bit of trouble checking in because never had our daughter on the booking, and to be fair, the reception wasn't that friendly. However, the rest of the staff were really great. What I do like about this is very open planned, so now we'll go and have a quick look at the room. Okay, so on entering the room we have the junior suite. You can see through there we have the main living area, dining table. Sweeping around we have like a kitchenette with a hob, microwave and fridge, and then to the left of the entrance door we have the bathroom. We're looking at 2 sinks, also a bath, toilet, bidet and a shower. So very good size bathroom there, nice big head, so hopefully a bit of power from that one. And then back out into the area, complimentary bottle of water, agua, I think it is, yep. Then we have a dining table as mentioned, just noticed a couple of bar stools there, your morning breakfast. And then to the right we have the bedroom, and the junior suite comes with 2, I did say queen size beds, but wouldn't quite go that far. I'd say sort of 2 standard doubles, I guess. So for us 2 and a little girl, that'd be fine. And then plenty of storage, 2 big wardrobes with safe in the first one, hangers and a few shelves. And then back the other side, again, pretty much the same, plenty of hanging space. And obviously storage down below, and then you also got a door out onto the balcony, but we'll show you that through this way. Air conditioning unit. We're here in April and that's bad news, that's not going to work. I think they don't actually turn them on into May in some of these hotels. It's quite hot here now, so that's not ideal. I do like it cooler in the evenings. And then out onto the balcony where we have a table and a couple of chairs and a view over the mini golf area out towards the Charles Pool and the sea, and then the main railway line running up to Fuengirola there as well. So overall, first impressions, not too bad, pretty basic, but I say everything I would have thought you need. Oh, you've got a TV there on the wall, not up to date, that's not going to be smart, I'm guessing. We have another bit of storage here with some sheets and extra bed spreads if you're cold, and a couple of pillows at the top. So yeah, overall not too bad. So let's go off and now we will explore the rest of the resort. On leaving your hotel room, again you're greeted by these lovely wide open areas. We're now taking the stairs downstairs to the children's play area. There's a soft play area there, and if you've got younger children you can sign them in, leave them there while you go off and do something else on your own. So that's a bit of a bonus if you're coming with younger children. Here in front of us now is the aviary. You'll hear the chirp of birds quite often. There's quite a few of them around the property. And now we're actually back to the main reception area, where off to the left is where they keep the turtles. So we can have a little wander down there now and see if we can see any turtles out and about. We have one little turtle there sat on the rock, and we've also got a few under the water and 2 or 3 on the top. As you can see, it has a massive great glass roof which will have added to the space and openness of the building, feel of the building, which is really nice. And also they've got a shop on site as well, so out of hours you've got your pharmacy there if you pick up any headache pills if you're too much on the old inclusive alcohol. But then inside when it's open they've got an array of sort of beach clothes, hats, obviously all your shampoos, conditioners, sun creams, crisps, waters, wines, basically whatever you want. Little like convenience shop there on site, which is quite handy. And to be fair, the prices were pretty good as well. I'm not sure what they are, if you can see them here now or not at the moment. I think it's like about 60 cents for a bottle of water, I think, something like that. Yeah, 60 cents. So yeah, nothing too expensive. Just be a shame the fridge didn't work, which would have been quite handy. On leaving the shop, just panning around there now to give you a sort of a feel of the openness again of the property. Really nice, got a big fountain there in the middle, and there's a bridge that goes across the top as well, sort of a bit like a rope bridge, I guess you call it. Then on the left hand side you have your spa, and we'll swing around to that in 1 second. Another quick glimpse of the waterfall. So the spa itself, that was extra. It wasn't overly expensive. I think it was like 15 euros. You had to pre-book it so it couldn't get overfilled, and also if you want to take children in, there's only certain times of day that you could take children in. I think it's up to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then it's adults only for the rest of the time. So if you want to go there with any children, just bear that in mind as well. Or on the other hand, if you've got children, just make sure you go there when they're allowed in. Just going past the entrance to the spa there, I think it also did massages and that as well if you fancy one of those, or if you're a little bit more energetic than I am, you've got your gym there so you can work out a bit while you're on holiday, get rid of that holiday food and all those cakes. Next to that, more of my liking, we had a bit of a games room, really nice setup there to be fair. You have, I think it was like 4 pool tables on the left hand side, you'll see as we enter there now, just swinging around to the left. And all looking in pretty good condition to be fair. And coming around there, you've got your basic standard arcade games. You've got some air hockey, all your sort of kiddies games, I guess. Not any fruit machines or anything in there. Your ride-on motorbikes and stuff. So yeah, quite handy. You can have some entertainment in there. I think that's all sort of euros. Usually sort of cash machines there as well. Pretty standard arcade. What I also thought was very good as well was they had a 10-pin bowling sort of alley at the end as well, and what you need to do there, that was coin operated, I think it was. I'm not too sure the price, you might just be able to see it there. I don't think it was extortionate, it was like €3 per person a game, so I think it was, and you just put your money in and play. There was a lady on the left hand side back there where you could get some shoes from as well on the way through, so I'm not sure if that was open just on certain hours. You might need to check that one out. On leaving the arcade, we now walked around the other side of the pond and headed through the piano bar. Now there's quite a bit of entertainment advertised on in the evenings. As I mentioned, I was playing in an event and I was actually out every night, so I never actually had a chance to listen to any of the entertainment, so I can't actually comment on that, I'm afraid. So you have to judge that for yourself if you ever decide to come to this property. Okay, so now heading out onto the main pool of the property. Now there is 4 hotels on this complex, and you're quite welcome to go and use any of the pools, any of the facilities of any of the 4 hotels, whichever one you're staying in, it doesn't matter. However, you do need to come back to your hotel for meals. The weather wasn't great for us while we were there. It did perk up the next couple of days. We were only there for 4 days and it was the end of April. However, the temperature was sort of somewhere between sort of 20-23 degrees, I guess. It was still quite nice to get away from the UK cold, and yeah, so hence not many people in the pool or around the pool today. Now to the left of the pool you've got your snack bar, and this is open for quite a few hours, especially if the main restaurants were closed, so you can pretty much eat all day there if you want to. I think that was, let's say, 10 AM, I think it was till 5 PM. And it's your pretty standard stuff, and you've got your burgers there, your hot dogs, sort of donuts, some sort of pastries. If you want an ice cream, they've got ice creams there as well as some sort of fruit, which you can just help yourself to if you're on the all-inclusive package. And then next to that is your normal bar, where you can pick up your alcohol, coffee, soft drinks, whatever you want as well from there. Now I only drank beer, to be fair, when I was there. I think the odd glass of wine. It's just really standard house beer, house wine, but it was fine. I did talk to some people that had some of the spirits. If you do like more of your shorts or your spirits, they did say that was quite nice as well, and they've got a vast selection of basically anything that you want. So let's head upstairs here now and see what's up the top here.
So at the top of the steps you'll be greeted by a jacuzzi on the right hand side, and then I guess you call it a plunge pool, or maybe like a kiddie's play pool there in front of you with the child's playground, the standard child's playground, a couple of slides, swings and what have you. And then around to the left hand side, which is quite nice, they had a little mini golf course as well, so that's quite good for sort of any age really. Everybody likes a sort of game of mini golf. And as you can see in the distance there, the mountains with the clouds above. Not a great day, but still really nice views.
Okay, so a bit of an update. Been here 2 days now, and obviously you noticed a few more things. One of them was this. I thought it was coming through the wall from next door, but there's like a speaker system in the property, so you can listen to music or change the channels and do all sorts of stuff with it. And then it comes out like this. I think that's the channels. 5, 4. You can hear it, and it comes out a ceiling speaker there, and also in the bathroom. So that's quite cool. Also, the air condition that I mentioned, I didn't think it was working. It actually is. When I done it, first of all, I had the balcony door open. Obviously, when the balcony door is open, it shuts off the air condition. Stop the property obviously trying to cool down when the door's open, but it doesn't go below 20. So pretty much a limit. I mean, I do like it at 18 when I'm staying here, but the lowest we can get here is 20, which is adequate for this time of year. And hopefully they'll make that go down a little bit lower then for the summer months. And one other thing we got here is the fridge, and the fridge absolutely stinks. The free water that they gave us, you can't even drink that because it stinks to carbonate that much. So yeah, that's not great. So that, oh god, the smell from that is rank.
Okay, so now on to food. So what you do, just turn up to the restaurant, give them your room number, and then they'll let you in and they'll show you to your table. So this is breakfast, so you have your array of meats and cheeses along with fruits and vegetables, and then a selection of hot food. It was quite varied, to be fair there. You've got your chorizo, croissants, some eggs, also you can see yourself, to be fair, can you? Some more hot stuff there, potatoes, fried bread, and then they had sort of your standard tomatoes, sausages and the like. And of course your fried eggs. They also had a little station as well. If you did want a poached egg or an omelette or something like that, they would make one for you there. Going around there, you've got your sort of pancakes, crepes, and then if you want some Nutella or kind of chocolate sauce on it, you can help yourself there as well. And then back over, we've got a few more sausages, and they did have English sausages as well on 2 of the 4 days that we were there. Now, one good thing as well, especially for the wife, she likes a decaf. They did do decaf coffees there from the machine, which was handy for her, and some sort of donuts, which was more handy for me. And then a nice selection of fruit, some cut up, obviously some not, and then some cake stuff as well, if you fancy that, first thing in the morning. Another thing as well, you had your sort of British stuff. You had your HP sauce, I do like a bit of brown sauce. You've got your Heinz mustard, your ketchup, and your Hellmann's mayonnaise. So swinging around there now, you've got some ice creams in there, and this I believe was taken either lunch or dinner. So you see the coffee machines are now closed, and you've got your soft drinks, you've got a selection of wines, a couple of beers, and if you also want, you can get some cold water and maybe fill up your jug to take out for the day there as well if you need to. So I'm going to pour myself a nice cold beer there. As you can see, not much of an expert. However, in my defence, I've got a camera in one hand. Although the waiter there kind of found it, I think, a little bit funny as he comes into shop there, thinking what an idiot he's doing here, trying to make himself a beer. So just a bit more footage now of the food, sort of your vegetables and your sort of slam and stuff up there, all your green stuff in case you decide to bring your rabbit with you. And then we'll pan around the other side, just come back and I'll quickly show you some more of the food for a minute, and then we'll crack on with some more footage.
You got a full.
I think we're both not very good at, in the hospitality business. You saw my beer. I think my wife's attempt to get an ice cream. It's probably worse than my attempt to get a beer, to be honest. So I think we should stick with the pre-made stuff. And as you can see, there's plenty of options for dessert, and they were all really nice. And I did have too many of those. Also, if you didn't want to sit inside, you could sit outside and have your food out there with a view over the pool. As you can see, it's a little bit more busy now. We basically had some better weather that day, so a lot more people enjoying it. Now, with regard to the pool, like I said, you can use the other ones. However, they've also got a beach club as well, which is down the road and over a bridge. It's all walkable, it's all within the sort of the boundaries of the hotel, so other people can get into it. And again, it's all inclusive, all part of the package, and that is really nice. They've got like a pirate ship with jets and that there. A couple of big massive pools, some sort of jacuzzi seats, would be quite nice to imagine, which is a little bit warmer, and then some sort of slides down at the end if you fancy having to go on one of those. Now, walking back from the pool area back towards the entrance, on the left hand side they do have another little snack bar where you can pick up some snacks, some hot dogs, there's some crisps in there as well, and get yourself a beer or any other kind of alcoholic or non-alcoholic drink that you want. I've got a couple of pool tables there as well, so if you want to get out the sun, especially when it's roasting, I guess in the summer, you can come in there and just spend a bit of time in there. So that's quite handy, and as I said, that's all inclusive as well. So we're just going to take a little walk back now to the hotel. You can see our hotel there in the distance. So we're going back to that roundabout where we saw the elephants earlier at the start of the video, and it's quite a steep hill, to be fair, to walk up, but they do have a bus system. What we can do is walk down and catch the bus back, so I'll tell you a little bit about the bus now.
So if you're a bit too tired to walk back up the hill, you can always get the shuttle bus that runs every 10 minutes. It'll come down, go around the elephant roundabout at the bottom, and then come back up, as you can see here now. Keep behind the cone. So ideal on the shuttle bus here, and that will take us back to the hotel to avoid the walk up the hill.
They do have a couple types of buses as well, where as you can see the first one was enclosed and this is an open top one. So I thought I'd just show you the trip back up to the hotel and how far it is on the bus. We'll fast forward it a little bit so it doesn't bore you too much, but we'll just take you now back to the hotel on the bus. Now the bus makes 2 stops on the way back. This is the first hotel. We weren't actually staying in that one, so we dropped some people off there, and then it drops us back to our hotel, which was the Polynesia.
Right, everybody off.
Okay, so what do we think of the hotel? Well, a bit of a disclaimer first of all, we're not really an all-inclusive kind of type of family. We'd rather just sort of go half board to give us time during the day to go out and back. But I was competing in an event nearby and all the other players were staying at that hotel, so we all stayed in the same place. First impressions, as you can see on the video there earlier, really nice. As you enter the door, the building itself was great. You've got that big atrium, I suppose you call it, or foyer as you enter, with a massive great ceilings, sort of the aviary bit off to one side, the turtles off to one side, and the hall's really big and spacious. I really did like that.
Now we were there at the end of April, so not peak season. I'd probably estimate the hotel was sort of 40 to 50% full. We didn't really see many people, to be fair, and I imagine even if it was fully booked, because the hallways were so big, you're not going to be bumping into people sort of thing as you walk down the corridor. So I did like the space of the property. Also, you've got the games room with the 10-pin bowling and pool tables and stuff. That was really good as well, especially if you've got family or for the evenings. The room itself, yeah, really happy with the room. A couple of things wrong with it. The fridge basically was rank. I mean, it just stank. I don't know whether they had it closed for a while, probably. They gave us some sort of complimentary water, and even the cardboard sort of stank. You know, we had to take that and throw that away. The fridge was that bad, so we couldn't use that, which was quite annoying because it's nice to have some cold water, you know, during the day. Also, the air conditioning, as I mentioned on that, it wouldn't go below a certain temperature, which I guess is pretty standard for hotels because it was only, say, the end of April. I guess in May they'll let it come down a little bit lower. And the only other thing probably I would suggest, I would have liked probably a smart TV, especially if we had got a sort of young family. If they go to bed earlier in the evening, you want to sit and watch a bit of YouTube, you can do. So I think most hotels really should have smart TVs these days. But apart from that, room really nice. It was clean, it was comfortable, a little bit dated. I mean, the hotel is obviously getting on a little bit now, probably due for a modernisation, but yeah, all adequate, so no complaints with that. A nice balcony there, sort of overlooking the little mini golf area as well and the mountains, so that was quite nice. So room, yeah, give that a solid 8 out of 10 for the room, not a problem. Now let's come on to what else we got there. We had the all-inclusive package, so obviously you can have your food and drink whenever you like. The lager itself, took some lager and the wine, it's pretty house sort of stuff, but yeah, quite nice to be fair, nothing wrong with that. And also you can get that in the hotel, and if you went across to the beach club as well, across the bridge, obviously you had your free drink and free food there as well, so that was a bit of a bonus. So yeah, nothing wrong with that. The snacks were great. Coming on to the food itself, now this is a bit of a weird one. As you can see again from the video earlier, the food looked really, really nice. But one of the main problems we had was the labelling of it. So you sort of will get like seafood and then a load of different dishes. You get meat with a load of different dishes. The wife picked up liver one day. She hates liver, tucked into that. That didn't get in very well. I picked up some chicken balls, went into that, tasted of curry. It was just a little bit weird. If you stayed there before, I'd like to hear in the comments below what you think. It was just slightly strange. Everything sort of tasted a bit weird. I've been to Spain lots of times before, so it's not like a Spanish thing, but everything just sort of really tasted strange. Even our little girl, like, she had a drink of milk and the milk was a bit weird tasting. Now I don't know what it was, whether it was just us, but it was a bit weird. Going on to the desserts, however, the desserts were great. All freshly made cakes, donuts, cookies. You know, I've never seen such a selection of cakes. You know, better than cruises. Really, really good. Fresh fruit. The staff as well in the restaurant were great. You know, they take you to a table as well, so you never had to get your own table. So you know, you could go get your buffet, come back. No, nobody's going to sort of take your table when you got back there. So that was a bit of a bonus as well. So yeah, overall a mixed bag on the food. Like I said, I'd like to hear your comments on that, whether it was just us, but we found it, yeah, a little bit strange, to be fair. We couldn't really find anything that we liked. I mean, I'm not really a food person, I'm just happy with a burger and chips kind of thing, but the wife does like to try different cuisines and she really does love her food, and she couldn't really find anything. She was struggling to sort of find anything she liked. So yeah, a bit of a negative there. Overall though, will we stay there again? If we're coming to another event nearby and some other players were staying there again, yeah, I would. But if we were coming back on our own, we probably wouldn't. We'd go somewhere else. So overall, I'd give this a sort of 6 out of 10 for an all-inclusive hotel. Not a bad location. There's not a lot around, to be fair, so you're going to want to go into one of the main towns. You're probably going to have to get a taxi, although you have got the beach club, and there is a little beach in Fuengirola, which as you go down the bottom and turn right, it's probably a 10-15 minute walk and you're right at the end of Fuengirola, so you're still probably a good half an hour walk into the middle of Fuengirola itself, but you have got the nice beaches there, so you can walk to the beach. A couple of little restaurants nearby, but I say if you're going all inclusive, you're probably going to stay on the resort anyway, so probably not too much of a problem. So hope you enjoyed that, give you a bit of an insight. If you did, please subscribe and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.